I'm Georgie Coleridge Cole, and welcome to today's SheerLuxe Middle East, our first SheerLuxe Middle East podcast. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
I am so thrilled to be here, to be joined by Lama AlGhraiar.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to hear a little bit more about you and your story in a moment by Frankie, Hilton, SheerLuxe's operations, business development partner, team member on the ground. It's early days, you've been amazing. We're thrilled to be working with you. And by the brilliant Zainab Alebrahim. Welcome, Zainab. You're the founder of the brilliant Cactus District. We've crossed paths quite a lot now, so this is lovely. We first met
in Dubai.
In Dubai, yeah.
I remember, I just bumped into you.
Yeah, you were like, are you SheerLuxe?
Wait, I know you.
Yes,
I've seen you.
Yes, and here we are. It was meant to be. I have to say, I was really fascinated because this is my third trip. Well, I did a day, and then Elaine, my colleague, and I came back in November for 3 days, and then here we are again. So sort of second, technically my third. But today, even on this flight, it felt like there were more English internationals on the flight than ever. I feel like the first time I came, I just didn't know what to expect. We arrived here sort of by chance, filming our Leading Ladies series. We thought we were filming 6 women in the UAE. We then discovered that one of them was your wonderful Yara Al Namla, who is a bit of a treasure in Saudi. And a week before, we suddenly were like, right, we're going to Saudi. And I was just totally blown away by this place, and I felt so lucky to be here because the plan for SheerLuxe in the Middle East had always been Saudi. That was so interesting to me when I started sort of researching and talking to people and meetings, but I sort of thought, right, I'll start in UAE and get my head around that, and then I'll tackle Saudi. Anyway, I ended up here much sooner than I anticipated.
So happy that you're here. There's so much going on, and I feel like ever since, like from November till now, things also changed.
Yeah.
You noticed that?
Yes.
It's just rapid, like it's crazy.
It's the fastest changing country
Absolutely.
I've ever known. Like it's so
crazy.
quick.
And here we are now. We had a wonderful dinner last night.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dinner was amazing.
It was great.
It was
wasn't
amazing.
Thank you all.
We
for
loved it.
coming. We had some, brilliantly inspiring, interesting, cool, glamorous Saudi women.
I know, and we met in dinner.
And we met.
Was that the first time you've met?
No,
Absolutely.
we're best friends now.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
are.
You're
We are.
friends for life.
Absolutely.
Your friends for life.
Actually,
That's our
yeah.
first
That's
time,
that's how I
yeah.
feel about her. So yeah.
Oh my God, I love
Absolutely,
that so
I
much.
loved it.
Let's talk a little bit more. Lemma, tell us about you.
So I just graduated from finance, which I hated. I know hate is a strong word, but I did.
Sorry. Oh my God.
See, should I just move?
No, you're separated. You don't get a look in otherwise.
Because I didn't like the fact that I was staying behind a computer and just like crunching numbers and not talking to people, and I'm such a people's person.
And Lemma, are you from Riyadh?
I am from Riyadh. I'm from the capital, born and raised. My family, like my heritage, everything is actually from the Najd region, which is the central of Saudi Arabia. And I've loved Riyadh ever since I was born. I went to school here, I graduated from here.
And you went to university here?
I actually went to university in Lebanon and then came back and continued my studies here in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you went into banking?
I went into an investment banking place, and I was like, no, I want something with people. I want something with more meaning. And I started my job at a non-profit organization that focuses on social entrepreneurship. And we created a fellowship program for that. And it was amazing, and I loved it. And all my networks, amazing network of people that I know today, is from that, my first official job, which is the non-profit organization.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what is that not-for-profit?
It's called Tasami. Shout out to Lujain, whom I love. Lujain Al-Abeid is a very prominent lady in Saudi Arabia. She has been doing work in for non-profit organizations for years, ever since she was young. Her and her mom, Auntie Latifa, who are amazing. And she's been the voice for all these non-profit organizations making change and making an impact.
And also the traveling. Last night I was learning so much about your traveling.
Absolutely, yeah. So my current job requires me to travel a lot, to meet a lot of people around the world, and try to push Saudi companies to go to these countries abroad and bring in countries from abroad, investors from abroad to Saudi Arabia, because we have a lot of opportunities, a lot of projects. We don't have like just the oil and gas, the energy sectors. We also have projects in fashion, in entertainment, in esports, in gaming. It's just as you just mentioned earlier, Saudi is growing, and a month to a month, you feel like you're in a new chapter in that book of Saudi ever-changing book. And, I see people's eyes sparkling, and it's not just, come, we'll show you. No, come, we'll show you, and we'll do something. And that's what I love.
It's such a can-do attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the whole region, and particularly here, is everyone is going for it and choosing to go for it, and the possibilities are endless. And
absolutely.
coming from the UK, it feels really alive and different and a really inspiring.
It's a wave of
atmosphere
change, and
culture.
everybody wants to get on it. And we would tailor things for people just to bring them and see how we can experiment. And it's not like, it didn't work the first time, so we're not going to do it. No, we're going to try a second and third. And if it doesn't suit us, then maybe move on to the second things. And that's how it works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Zainab.
Hi.
I feel like, we've met several times now.
I know, right?
And here you are on a podcast, which is amazing. And I mean, you run the brilliant Cactus District, which is so well known. Congratulations.
Thank you so
on
much.
that.
Thank you so much.
Tell us a bit about your heritage, your background, how you started that.
Sure. So I'm like, both my parents are Saudi, but I was born in Bahrain. I move a lot between Bahrain and Riyadh, mostly for work and for my friends. For Cactus District, I started it, like as Lama said, Tara, we have the same thing, because I graduated with a degree in finance, and I hated finance because I hate desk jobs, and I was actually so bad at it.
So many of the women that I've met, though, started, it's funny, isn't it, how you like
with
start
finance.
with, get the degree, and then go and follow your
lots of
passion.
bank
Because when I heard finance, I was like, that's what's going to make me a lot of money. So, yeah.
And where did you study?
In Sharjah, in the American University in Sharjah. So that's very close to Dubai. I worked in a bank for like 2-3 months, that's it. That's it. And then I was like, no, I need to do something else. So I worked in a PR and events agency. And then I stayed in the PR events branding agency for around 6-7 years. And then I decided to quit my job. Last, I was a marketing manager in an agency in Bahrain. So when I quit my job, I decided to start Cactus District because I loved fashion and I love events. Like, I'm passionate about events. That's what I love to do. So it just made sense for me to create something that combines both. So I think it's been like 5 years almost. We've done around 15 editions. I personally love to shop and love to go to these pop-ups and exhibitions and all of that. And I noticed, like, whenever I go to these exhibitions, there's always the exact same set of brands. So if I attend an exhibition in Bahrain or Kuwait or Saudi, it's always the same set of designers. So I wanted to get something different, something from outside, something that you can't just order from Instagram or like online and you get it on the same day.
Well, congratulations. It's brilliant. And
thank you so much.
For me, you're combining events, women, fashion, discovery.
Yes, amazing.
It's a dream, and I know it's really well respected. So
thank you so much. Thank you.
Frankie, our Norfolk British girl over
Saudi,
here. Can I, before you say anything, can I say that Frankie approached us, and when we came to Saudi and knew nobody other than Yara, who's been phenomenally supportive, and
do you know what it was?
It's been such a joy to work with you.
Oh, thank you. I saw that you were coming over, and I knew that Saudi, obviously you said now, and it was on your plan. Originally, it was obviously the Dubai leading ladies in the Dubai plan. And I'm in Saudi, and I was like, oh no, Saudi, Georgie, Saudi. So I'm so glad you have joined that, and you're happy to be in Saudi. And it's amazing. We were on the same vibe with it, so that's really good.
Someone said at dinner last night, she said, I really liked what you said, but she was like, shh, I feel like Saudi is the region's best kept secret. Don't tell the rest of the world. And I was like, but I need you, because in the UK, everyone is, and you must get this all the time, but everyone is like, you're going to Saudi? Like, what's it like there? And you know, I understand that, because we are a product. We know what we've been taught by the media and by the people around us, and so you can understand, but it's so exciting to be here and feel it and know what everyone's missing out on and wanting to bring everyone together. And here you are, you've experienced it firsthand. So,
and I came to your offices, didn't I? And I did a talk. And I got in, and it was the whole SheerLuxe London office team in one room. And I was like, oh my goodness.
I know.
But I did it and presented on all things Saudi and how much I love being here and what it looks like and the changes. And the reception was amazing. It
really was.
Yeah, like they were so excited.
Yeah, and I think that, I was curious initially about the region, and that's what started me off on this path with SheerLuxe here. So, you know, that curious mind, I always say, is so important to have in life, isn't it? To always want to keep learning and discovering.
And it tells a lot about you and how open-minded you are and how your curiosity got you to a region where some people
you
maybe...
said this to me last night,
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah, and it's amazing. So it goes back also to you and who you are as a person.
Oh, that's
so thank you for coming.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So Frankie, you were an expat in Dubai initially.
Yeah, so 5 years in Dubai. So I was there, I got originally approached by Harvey Nichols, and I'd never been to Dubai, I'd never been to the Middle East, and I just went, well, you can't turn down Harvey Nichols, I'm going. So I got on the plane, and my husband, my boyfriend at the time, this was 10 years ago.
Oh, okay, nice.
And my boyfriend didn't come with me, and he was coming on the next flight. So I flew in on my own. I honestly cried the whole flight. I was so scared. I'd never heard the call to prayer. I'd never been to the Middle East. So when I got off the plane, I was like, oh, this is so different to me. And then my other half at the time, he was on the flight behind me coming out, and we didn't cross paths. So it was like I'd gone on my own and he'd stood me up. I thought he wasn't coming, but he just had a confusion at the airport. But I was standing in Dubai on my own.
You were on the same
yeah,
flight.
and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here on my own. This is it. So it's all like terrifying at the beginning. So there for 5 years. And then my husband got offered a job here. And
is the guy that you thought stood you up
he's
now
my
your
husband?
husband?
Yeah, he's stayed, he's stuck. So here's my husband now, and he got an email at his work saying, does anyone want to go to Saudi Arabia? And he emailed back saying yes, but didn't tell me. So then it came through, and he was like, surprised we're moving to Saudi, like really fast. Okay, but I couldn't say anything because I'd moved him to Dubai, so then I couldn't then say I'm not going to Saudi.
Had he already been here?
I don't think he had at the time. So he did a year on, year off. So then he would fly back to me in Dubai every weekend. But then I got pregnant, and we knew we wanted the family to be together. So me and the baby moved here.
But you said you're never leaving.
I'm never leaving now. No, this is it now. But maybe Jeddah. We've talked about maybe one day would be nice to be by the sea again.
Absolutely.
I hear amazing things about Jeddah. Somebody likened Jeddah. I thought this was a good analogy. They liken Riyadh to New York and Jeddah to California.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Which
It
I
makes a
thought
lot
was
of sense.
And
quite
it's
a good way to
lifestyle,
visualise it.
mentality, like vibe.
A lot of
It's
creatives
definitely
there. We're discovering quite a lot of people in our industry are there. So I'm excited to go. And it's by the beach, isn't it? And palm trees.
And it's beautiful.
Someone else said Miami.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, quite true.
And Frankie, life here as a British expat. I mean, you said when you came and did your talk that 5 years ago, you were the first white English woman on your compound. You were the first woman out of the compound.
Well, I was the first. So the compounds historically were where all the expats were. And when I first moved, I don't know if you remember, but it was quite military to get into the compounds. So there was a military component before there was a security component to then get into these compounds. So it was, again, quite alien. And no one left the compounds, really. This is what I really struggled with.
Sorry, that was it. You were the first to leave, sorry.
And so I just couldn't sit with that. It just didn't feel right. And I knew there was a whole city outside these walls. So then Corona hit, and then we were locked into the compounds, and that was that. And then afterwards, I just said, right, time to get out. And so for the last few years, I've been out all the time because the city is amazing. The Riyadh Guide has come off the back of this.
Oh, we launched our SheerLuxe Riyadh Guide.
I've seen it.
Yes,
so good.
I got to wear the dress last night. That was
The Abadia dress.
yeah, that Abadia
I
dress.
love it.
It's a great dress, isn't it? I know.
beautiful.
Thank you, Abadia. I was honoured to wear it. And yeah, you worked so hard with our team in
But
the UK.
that's me being out, and that's something that I still struggle with the expat community here with that. Like, you will, if you come here and you stay in four walls, you are not going to settle in. So people say, how do you do it? How do you love being here so much? I say, I get out. I meet the locals. I enjoy the local experience. I go to the restaurants. I embrace the city.
And you seem to have as well expat friends, and you seem to have a lot of local friends.
Yeah, and that's really interesting, the difference between Dubai and here. I've got my best friends are Saudi, and I feel like obviously there's a difference in ratio, expats versus locals here versus there, but I've never met people that love their country more than Saudis, and I love and I love that nature. Like, you've embraced me, you've pulled me in, and I just think it's amazing. So I'm so happy to be here.
It makes me so emotional hearing that, because I truly think that back home where I'm from, people just don't have a clue. Like, They have no idea. There is such a misconception, preconceptions about what it's like and the people.
The kindest people I've
And
ever
it's
met.
just not what you think. That's all I can say. If you're listening or watching from the UK, then come and see for yourself.
You're gonna make me cry.
I know, but no, I feel so emotional, and I'm like, you might not know it yet, but you're all coming, and we're all gonna be here, and this country has so much to offer. I mean, the things that are being announced, and you know, there are also some people that are quite cynical about it. I actually watched an interview. It was MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, who is the ruler here, the Crown Prince. I watched his first interview, which you sent me with Fox, and I thought he was phenomenal. And you can be cynical, and I think it's worth saying this actually on the podcast, because people in the UK will be cynical, some of them. And you can be a bit cynical, or you can say, look at the progress. And there are 36 million people here, and they deserve every opportunity that's going to come their way, as everybody does. And he responded to a question about sports washing, and the journalist said, you know, how do you respond to people who say you're sports washing? What's meant by this term is he spent a lot of money bringing amazing sporting events, some of the biggest sporting events here. He's massively into Formula One, the tennis. You know, he's also doing loads for women's tennis and for F1 for women, although it's not quite F1, is it? But anyway, and his response was, I mean, I love sport. What's the problem? And I was like, great, if you can do that, why not? And someone said they've got sports washing for men, and for women they need SheerLuxe. And I was like, well, actually, I really like sports, so let's be careful. But I'll take that. But I loved his answer, and I thought, you know, you've got a guy who's incredibly warm and is doing amazing things, and I just have huge respect for that. I mean, you were saying last night you were involved somehow in Saudi 2030 and Vision 2030. So there is this huge drive, isn't there, for 2030?
Absolutely. I think it's I see it as a big project, and that's how I view 2030 Vision. And I think at the beginning, there were like some people who were cynical about it. They were skeptical about everything that is going on, if it's going to go well or not. And then just being part of it and having everyone in a few years come in for the ride and the passion. When you see me in the place that I work in, you see people glowing. We could be working for 16 hours a day to 18 hours a day, but people are still driven by that passion because things started to happen. First it was theory, and then no, actual things are happening, because now I can be someone that I identify myself as a pedestrian in Riyadh. And that's something that I couldn't happen before. Like, as simple as that. I can open my door and I walk in the neighborhood, walk my dog, and now my dog and my cat for some odd reason. But
you walk your cat too.
Because it loves it.
So nice.
On a lead. Stop. Do you actually?
I'm one of those people, unfortunately. Pretend that you did not hear that. But the thing is, it's little things. And also art and design came into the picture. And it just beautified everything, and everything is pretty and nice. But everyone is into like the ride. Everybody's in. And now with the expo file, I think everybody is just super excited.
Okay, so for people who are listening in the UK, can you explain what Vision 2030 is, what Expo means, just to give it some context?
So Vision 2030 is simple as it's done for the people of Saudi. As you mentioned, Prince Mohammed bin Salman had a vision, and King Salman, of course, and they had a vision for the country. And the country is driven by youth. As of course, Zainab, we know, it's like 60% under 30. We want to have more opportunities, create more jobs, create more impact, do something that you would walk around and be like, so proud of being part of this country, I want to change. And it created opportunities in so many different fields. I can be like, I want to be a technician in just one eyebrow, and I can be that, and I can have a full career doing that. It's not necessarily something that you need to do that is hardcore and is just like, and also we wanted to showcase the Saudis not only oil and gas, oil actually, and now oil, gas, energy. It's more than that. And we wanted to cater a Saudi to every different Saudi. We have so many regions of Saudi Arabia. If you go to the north, it's so different than the south.
I mean, my dream is to create a Discover Saudi with SheerLuxe video series.
You will love it. It's completely different.
It's just there is so much.
There's mountains, there's
Absolutely.
oases.
It's only 40% desert, by the way. 60% is not desert in Saudi, and people assume it's Arabian Nights, like Arabian days, and Agrabah for some odd reason. It's not. It's actually, but when you go even in Riyadh as a city, if you go to the north of Riyadh, it's completely different than the south of Riyadh. And you
Even
find
the
it quite
sound changes as well.
Absolutely,
like different driving through different
absolutely.
bits, yeah.
So when you go around Saudi, you'll see so many offerings. It's just beautiful. And that's what Vision 2030 is just create a space and a place where you go out and about and live comfortably and have a better life.
It's a timeline as well, isn't
Absolutely.
it? It was essentially, this is a realistic amount of time for us to achieve certain goals. One of them being, yes?
I feel.
It didn't. When they announced 2030, we were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? 2030, not a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because you want it to be like Singapore.
But it was like 2030, we're going to do X, Y, Z. I mean, tick, 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 tick.
Yes.
It's happening.
It is.
Right?
It is,
And
yeah.
what's fascinating is like, I was reading about the tourism goals, like
Absolutely.
already you're ahead, way ahead of where you wanted to be. You know, you're going to smash the goal for 2030.
And people were always questioning, why do you start with entertainment and sports? But if you if you sit back and think about it, entertainment and sports is the key to any country. Like that's how you start, and it's the fast deliverable that you get, and then you work. It falls into culture. It falls into different sectors.
Because when people come for a football match, for example, they'll then stay and they'll want to explore and go and look around. So it's a good way to get people in, like you say. And then
And the football 2034, correct?
that's the World Cup.
Yes,
right?
the World
World
Cup.
Cup.
The World Cup.
Yeah.
But
Gosh.
it all
Good
happened
luck.
in like a
Good
week,
luck when
didn't
all the
it?
breaks
But we have like the winter Olympics in 2027, 2029, something like that.
Do you?
In Trojena in north of Saudi Arabia.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You touched on fashion and beauty. The fashion and beauty scene here is amazing. I feel like we need a quick moment for your stunning abaya. I met your
so
sister
much.
last
Yes.
night. So your business partners, although you're sort of more of a silent partner. Is that right, Emma?
So we started the brand in 2009 and had an official boutique. It was an eclectic shop in 2010 when we closed it in COVID. And that idea started with my sister Lubna, who's very passionate in design and beautiful things in general.
She's very cool. She is.
She is.
The two of you are quite a
And
duo.
if you meet the third sister, she's like the coolest, and she's been living
really?
abroad her whole life. So the brand started with an idea that we wanted to create something as sisters together, and the name of the brand is Sit Ad-Dar, which is Lady of the House. And it was a song that my grandmother, who was Lebanese, used to sing to us. We took that and we put it into Sit Ad-Dar, and Dragonfly is because it's free, it's nice, and it travels around. So that's how the Dragonfly logo came in.
Right.
So yeah, it's a golden.
Well, where can you get it now? Online?
You can get it online, of course, through a WhatsApp number, and you just text them, and they send you like the lookbooks. And and then we now ventured into a lifestyle brand and an event management company, and we really enjoy it. And I'm a silent partner right now because my job is quite hectic. But I do help every now and then. I do, I promise.
Well,
So,
congratulations.
Thank you so
It's
much.
Just stunning. You and your sister were a total vision last night, and I
Thank
am
you so much.
hooked. And this is this a recent abaya? Is this a new design?
Yeah, so every collection is inspired by either a culture or a Saudi culture, either regional or a culture in general. Like we had even a collection with the Mexican embassy to portray the Saudi-Mexican relationship. But this one that I'm wearing right now is a collection from Ad-Dir'iyah. Ad-Dir'iyah is the heart of Riyadh. Triangles are portraits of the triangles that you see on old Riyadh homes. And it's called Lahj and Luhuj. And then you see the camels and the palm trees that represent Saudi.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning. Absolutely fabulous. Frankie, can we talk to you? You're looking gorgeous. As always, you were wearing the most stunning dress last night.
Kai, yeah, thank you.
It was lovely, they're gorgeous.
Thai girls.
And everyone at the event was wanting to buy it, so that's
I know,
amazing
they're
for them.
amazing. Their designs are amazing. The
Incredible.
girls
You just
behind
bought
it
loads
are
for the
amazing.
Ramadan collection.
Yeah, like half of my closet is Kai, so I'm Ramadan right now.
Really?
So
How's it spelled?
K-A-I.
Elaine and I on our last trip had lunch with the wonderful Sarah from Misk, who was at our event last night. I love her, and everyone's like, she's just
She's amazing.
such
She's amazing.
a dream. Sarah AlGhraiar is her name.
Yes.
She's She's amazing. She has been so supportive. We're really lucky that she's actually followed SheerLuxe for years. So when she heard that we were in this region, she messaged me. So I feel really lucky.
She's the one who invited me to your event.
I know.
I was so happy.
She's amazing. So yeah, thank you for everything. She said she listens to all our podcasts. So if you're listening, we adore you. And she's super chic. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it's amazing. But when we had lunch, she said, this was in November, she said to Elaine and I, she said, if I achieve one thing in my career, it's that will make me truly happy. It is that the rest of the world knows that Saudi is open, that women are free, and that you can wear what you want. And I was like, oh, okay, that's simple. We can help with that. How do you feel as a Western woman here, dressing? I think it's really interesting for people because, you know, some people choose to wear the niqab. Many women wear abayas and hijabs. More and more women are choosing not to, aren't they? And I was at an event yesterday, the SheerLuxe event, and he was saying, slowly, the abaya is coming off. That's not to say that there won't be women that choose to wear it and that it's beautiful. Yeah. But really, that's the option. There's the freedom, right? Do you feel that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I first moved here, not necessarily compulsory, but everyone was an abaya as an expat. So I bought all these abayas when I first moved here, and then over the years, obviously, that's changed. But my style is very oversized anyway. We were talking earlier, like I like things always to be bigger. So for me, it hasn't really been a shock. Like I'm a modest dresser anyway. So I love just walking around and that being the style of everyone, and I still get style inspiration from people, and I still see that.
Last night I wore a long dress and I was like, this is fabulous. You know, when do you get? And I was going to wear this lovely suit, shout out to Flora. I was going to wear this, and then I was like, I'm in Saudi and it's the evening, and I'm just going to embrace long, it's very elegant style here, isn't it?
And also in the compounds we don't cover. So we've got the pools and we have the bikinis, and we can, you know, wear as we wish there. So for me, it's just when we're out for dinner, it's just actually, it's my style anyway, so I don't really mind.
You look great.
Thank you.
Cool as always.
Thank you so much.
Amazing last night.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what you're wearing today? I love this look.
Yes,
this is very Estelle. This is sort of what everyone in London will be wearing today.
Really? Okay.
Basically, a variation of this. Sometimes we look around and we're like, we need to mix it up, ladies.
I'm just wearing my Bugassa denim pants.
Can I just say
Zara.
These jeans
I
the
love
ones
them.
that Reem tried on when we did her episode, and she was like, oh my god,
They're
these
my
Bugassa
favorite
jeans.
pair. I love them.
So
And
good.
the shade, I love that shade of blue. So Bugassa denim pants, Zara boots, and then I
Hang
have
on.
this.
Can we just see the boots?
Sure.
How long are they?
Like ankle. I know,
They're
right?
really cool.
They're
Are they
so
new?
comfortable. No, they're really old,
Oh.
but they're super comfortable. So
Well, that's a waste of time, isn't it?
I love them. Frankie shop blazer and just a basic Zara top.
And
Oh, and a Poa earrings.
so cool.
So beautiful.
Can I ask you about? You say Bahrain,
Yes. So I live in Bahrain. I was born in Bahrain.
right? And quite a few people live there, work here, go between the two. It's very close. What's the journey? You said it's 4 hours.
It's 4 hours away, so I usually drive.
And what is Bahrain like?
It's super chill. There's not much going on, which I love.
It's so small. Like
Is it?
it's
Tiny.
so small.
What's the
Like a
population?
jewel.
Yeah.
I love it. It has so much to offer.
Really?
Amazing.
It's beautiful. It has a lot of like culture as well, so you have to pass by to check it out. There's not much going on, which I love, because I travel a lot to Riyadh and Dubai, and I work a lot here, so I feel like living between here and Bahrain is the perfect balance for me. Like it's a bit crazy, and I sometimes get overwhelmed here with everything that's going on, which is amazing, alhamdulillah, but because
And
it's
is it on
also
the
super
coast?
slow. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an island.
It's like down a causeway.
What are your other favourite spots, places to go in Riyadh? Tell us about what you love about Riyadh, life in Riyadh.
There are 2 spots that I always go to, and if you lose me, you're gonna find me there.
Okay.
It's
So
either-
if she defriends you,
Yeah.
if you're
I'm
like,
gonna
where
look
is
for
my
you.
new best
Find
friend?
me there. I'm either at a tea cafe in the center of Riyadh. It's called it's called Dira. Dira means village. It's where the Masmak Fortress is. It's where all Saudi Arabia started. It's an amazing place. It's very authentic. You go into Fortress and see the museum in the Fortress, and then you go out, have like very casual tea and some local desserts. And then you go to an old souk.
Yeah, the souks.
And you see
I
some,
need to
yeah,
go
yeah,
here.
it's
The jewelry.
beautiful. Oh my God, it's really nice.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a famous gold souk there, and the jewelry there is just beautiful. And then you go out and then you move around and about, and you see all these old, authentic shops.
I went and bought a fawa.
Yeah.
It's like a really, really heavy jacket. Saudis wear it when
Yes.
it's cold here. And I went to the old souks to get one.
Yeah,
and they
because
were-
it does get cold here
so
sometimes.
cold.
When does it get cold?
This year we
Now,
didn't have winter, but last year it was like a disaster of a weather because it's very dry and it's like 3 degrees. Yeah, so
Does it ever rain?
Yes.
last year we had like really
bad.
amazing rainy season,
the
but not
roads
this
just
year,
stopped.
unfortunately.
I think it's
Yeah.
rained once.
Yeah, this year it's a dry year, to be honest.
But maybe it's coming. Let's not like.
Inshallah, it's coming,
No,
inshallah.
no,
If God
do
wills,
we
it's
do want
coming.
it? We don't want it.
The planet
we do, we
needs it.
do, we do, we do. We really do, we really
Because
do.
the roads are hilarious. So you're driving along in the rain, and obviously I'm okay. I've got my windscreen wipers going. I'm good. I'm.
Well, you're not
British.
technically you're not okay.
Oh no, the car.
because
yesterday.
I have to
Just
just
about
tell
to
you.
ask
It's still
you.
there.
Is
It's
it
still
in
there.
the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, wherever it is.
Did you hear what happened?
No.
Yesterday we were driving from the SheerLuxe event to the Matches event, and as we were driving along, we could hear this like gudung, 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 gudung. And at first, I think we all assumed it was the road, and then we turned onto another bit of road, gudung, 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 gudung. And I remember thinking, I wonder if this is going to pass. And I think Elaine and Eloise looked at each other and they were like,
I was oblivious, by the way. I was driving. I was happy chatting. It's like, oh my goodness, my tyres popped.
well, no, that's not what happened. Elaine said,
Yeah.
Frankie,
It's something's
that might be
happened.
your car.
Something's quite
Gudung,
wrong.
gudung, 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 gudung. Basically, it flat. Something
Gone.
happened. I
Yeah.
mean, we are talking. I loved it when she called her husband. She said, "Yeah, the tyres popped." I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Dead as a frickin' dodo." I mean, we are talking
Completely flat,
nada.
yeah.
She's basically driving an alloy
Yes.
around.
You should have used the Murni app.
Can you help me after this?
Yes, of
Because
course,
we still
of
don't
course.
Have my
There's an
car.
app for everything, by the way.
So her car
you.
is in.
Somewhere.
She said to her husband it was in a sand bin.
It was like a sandy bit.
No, she parked it like randomly.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Yeah.
that we happen to be near a main road.
Understandable.
Yeah, well,
Understandable.
what
What,
can I do?
what can you do? Yeah, I'm just going to give
So
you
I
the
left
app.
it
You can
so
call
then-
them, they pick your car, they fix your tires, and they
This
bring
is
it back.
who I need.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, you were so cool. So, given that she's been helping us with our itinerary,
It's like
and
spice.
she was taking us from one to the other to get our hair done for our event last night, we were on a really tight schedule behind time. And anyway, tired. We got out of the car.
It's
we
an
were like,
adventure.
And you know, we were right near Caft, so we could see Caft, which is where the Matches event was, and we were here, and we were all a bit like, could we get there?
No,
Please
I
no.
was like, no, we
Absolutely.
cannot.
Please
That
no.
is a motorway.
It was-
Please no.
absolutely not.
The roads here
No,
are so
no,
crazy.
no, no, no.
So we didn't. We got
Don't
an
worry. I was
Uber,
like,
we went round.
let me think about that. No.
And the car's still there, so yeah, I don't know how.
So
many-
technically, when it
It was meant
rains,
to be.
you don't have a car with windscreen wipers.
No, you get a jet ski out.
Yeah, they do. Like
Yeah, that's what you
in
do.
Jeddah,
Yeah.
they really do, don't they?
In Jeddah, they really do.
They actually get the boats and jet skis and like go along.
On the
Because
roads.
it floods so
On the
bad,
roads.
yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Gosh. So you were saying your favourite places.
So yeah, that is one of them, and the other one is in Diriyah. It's called AlGhraiar. AlGhraiar is where the royal family are. Diriyah is where the royal family and some of the most prominent Saudi families are from.
And Diriyah is where we see in the UK
You
on
see the picture,
all
of
the
big
ads,
signs,
the
yeah.
skyline.
and it says Diriyah. This is why SheerLuxe
Yeah.
needs to do a Discover Saudi
Diriyah.
video series, because there's not a lot of context for us. But I'm like, they are missing a trick, because Diriyah is the most beautiful.
amazing energy,
Oh.
amazing restaurants, just
Bajari
aesthetically
Terrace. So good.
beautiful. You're there and you're automatically feeling better and happy. If you go there just for a coffee, just walking around,
Flamingo rooms.
Flamingo Room is beautifully done.
So Bajari Terrace, for people listening, so Diriyah is this old
It's like a district in Riyadh.
district.
Yes, and it's like an old town where a lot of people used to live, and you have like homes from 300 years, over 300 years. They're mud homes, and some of the first Saudi founders from the royal family had their old homes there. And it's a place that you go about and just walk around the area, have a drink, have great food. There are Saudi restaurants there, like local food, and there are international restaurants there. and it's just a beautiful space and place. And
It's
they
stunning.
hold some events there, specifically like national and historical, like
And Harrod's
history-related
Hive was
events.
there.
And you know, if you were coming here for a city break, wow, it is buzzing. And
Absolutely.
there's live music happening and
Yeah.
great restaurants. Frankie, a
Yes.
couple of your favourite spots
So
in Riyadh.
100% Carbone, which is here, Mansard. Please go,
Yes,
everyone.
a couple of people have said it's their favourite restaurant.
Carbone, have you been?
I've never been.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's just the best food, the best ambiance, the best restaurant in Riyadh for sure. Signal Sassy.
Ah,
Dan? Signal Sassy.
I went to the one in Dubai, which is new
Amazing.
Yes.
and fabulous, and the mugs that their cocktails come in are really
Yes, and just, like a really good vibe. I feel like now as well, being here so long, originally when I got here, there just wasn't this scene of restaurants, whereas now there's so much choice and I just love it.
so many.
It's not so great for not eating all the calories, but I just love it.
Yeah.
Joe and the
Last night-
Juice as well, that's my last one. Like, I just live there and they've got a drive-through, so it's just so easy.
It's very
Yes,
convenient.
So easy.
Very
Such-
convenient.
Love, love, love. I love how huge Joe and the Juice is in the region. I mean, it's big in London, but I feel like here, whole nother level.
I love it.
Zainab, what about you?
It's a tie between Roca and LPM. I love
No.
both. Like
I have
Roca,
to say,
I
I'm
love
lucky
Roca.
enough to have been to both.
Yeah, I love Roca and LPM
Me
both.
too. Me too. LPM is just the tomatoes on the table.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh my god.
They
Yeah.
do a really good, a bit like, you know what, do you know what a Bloody Mary is? The drink, which is one of my favourite drinks. And when you're a bit hungry and you go to a restaurant, but they do, Elaine and I asked for a Virgin Mary. It wasn't a Virgin Mary, but it was a tomato-based, I think it was called a tomatini or something like that. It was, because quite a lot of mocktails here are quite sweet, and this was not. It was so good. So if you go to
try it.
LPM,
You'd
Give it a
get
try.
great mocktails and cocktails in Miazo restaurant as well. They do it
I
greatly.
was
And
just
great
there
food.
before yesterday.
Great food as well.
ladies, I feel like we could talk and talk. This, we need to do a part 2 of this, but I'm going to get into trouble if I don't ask you some quick fire questions. Can you give me, other than Citadel, which is wonderful, one other Saudi fashion brand that you love?
Abadia, the one that you were wearing yesterday.
Ah, thank you, Frankie. This is like quick fire, quick fire.
Yeah, mine's Leem. They've just done a collaboration with Apoa, and Ray Joseph was the campaign model, and it's just, their Ramadan collection is beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
For me, I'd say Abadia as well. Like, I love Shahad and we work with her a lot. And I can also say Al-Anud Al-Salim. Her pieces are stunning.
Can you give me an amazing woman to follow in Saudi?
But I love the content of Njudur Mehi. I really like it. I like the journey that she gets us to in her account.
Oh!
Yeah.
We're doing a podcast with her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was what
amazing.
I was going to say.
Yeah. Njudur Mehi and Hissa Al-Ajaji.
Yeah.
Hissa Al-Ajaji.
Hassan Ajaji for sure.
Yeah, she's amazing. Can you tell me your ride or die, one old, one new beauty product each that you love?
New, definitely the Moon Glaze highlighter.
This is Yara Al
We're all
Namla's
shining
new
today.
launch,
Yeah.
which is sold out, Rage, but
It's
you've got
beautiful.
the dewy one on. There's
Yeah,
two.
one is called glazed and the other is called gilded. This is glazed. It's more pinky, but when you apply it, it gives you more of a dewy, glowy look.
Can I say I could listen to your voice for hours?
So
Could
cute.
you
So
just,
calm.
could you
So
come?
soothing.
Could you come and tell me bedtime stories? Zainab, Eloise is saying she listened to 3 calm podcasts trying to get to there. We need Zainab to come and just tell me
Oh my
tell me about
God.
wonderful things and products.
Read me
I'd
a
be
book.
Yeah, I'd be so. Read me Vogue. I'd be so happy. And
So that's the new
The new?
product. Yeah.
and the old, anything you absolutely love.
The
you-
Benetint.
Benetint.
Yeah.
Good one. You're going
Yeah.
skin. Okay, Frankie.
Sacha Juan Ocean Mist Spray is my old
Oh, yeah.
go-to that it just keeps my curls in like nothing else. And my new would have been the Moon Glaze, or I love hand makeup brushes,
Yes.
which is Hessa. Yeah, so she's amazing. She's a local makeup artist and she does makeup brushes. And they're amazing.
Okay, we'll put all the links in the show notes. Lemma.
From the old ones, Ruby Wood red lipstick from MAC.
Oh,
I cannot live without it. I love I have every
I can
red
imagine that
lipstick
looking mega on you.
on the planet. Not today, obviously. And for the new products, I think Charlotte Tilbury, the wands, I
Yeah,
love them. They
they
make
are.
you look good, even if you're like makeup free. You just have them on, you look fresh and glowy and nice.
What are you watching right now? Netflix?
I
Apple?
just finished One Day.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah, and I
so
cried my
sad.
heart out, and I was like so frustrated. I really don't like it because it made me angry.
I know, me too. I feel that way.
But it was amazing.
I said to Eloise
It
last
was
night, I said,
amazing.
what do you
I didn't
think?
watch
Do
it
I?
yet.
It's
That's on my
amazing.
list.
It's amazing.
Is it
I've
that
seen
good?
so many
I've read the
videos of
book, I watched the old movie from Anne Hathaway, and now I watched the
So
series.
you
And
know
it's-
the end. You
I know
already.
the end, and I'm like,
And you still cry.
I'm like maybe they would change it. But no.
Give me a B. Give me two. Let me choose which ending. Let me
Thank you
choose
so
a
much.
happy ending.
Thank you. Let me choose. Let me click it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can I tell you a secret? Have you seen this on Netflix? And it's about a cyber hacker who goes in and takes out all these women's accounts and pretends to be them and messages like their uncle and like all these weird.
Ooh,
it's so sick, and it's 2 episodes, and it's just came out on Netflix. And me and my husband watched it all in one night because we were like, this can't be real, but it's real. Can I tell you a secret?
Okay.
Check that out.
Zainab, you said you're too busy. You keep watching old films. What are you
I
watching?
keep on rewatching
Tell
stuff
me.
because I don't want to use any brain cells when I rest. So I've rewatched The Devil Wears Prada a lot,
Do you know,
Princess Diaries.
I made my daughter, who's 13, watch The Devil Wears Prada.
I love it.
She
I
loved
love
it.
I love it. La La Land for sure. It's my favorite movie.
Oh, I love
Like I just rewatch all these movies over and over again.
I have just watched Griselda.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Miles
heard
was
a lot
watching
about it.
I mean, let me tell you, Griselda is grisly. It is
Is it Sophia?
freaking grisly.
But Sophia did really
Sophia.
well, right? Because that's not her like usual
Well,
character.
I know. I didn't realise at the beginning. I was like, her acting is. I mean, it's grisly. The great thing about it is it's 6 parts, and there is a hard stop. There will be no Griselda series 2. It's over. It's really good. I love Narcos. It's my favorite, one of my favorite things ever. It's brilliant. Ladies, one thing to finish that you are excited about that's coming for this country, for you, for Riyadh.
It's going to be still related to my job. Expo 2030 is something that I'm really looking forward to.
Why?
Because it's a project that we're all working on, and it's exciting, and it's going to bring a lot of things to Saudi, and I think it's also going to showcase how Saudi is, and I'm going to be able to show off my country in a very marvelous way. So I'm very excited for that journey.
I love how many people here say, you know, we've been to you, it's your turn, let us host you, come to us.
Yeah.
And so bring on Expo. It's very exciting that you have it for
Absolutely.
2030. Frankie?
Do you know what? Mine's SheerLuxe being here, honestly. I am so excited. From the moment we started messaging, I am so excited that you are giving me the opportunity to show this country and me being here and what this is going to look like for the next few years. I'm here forever now, so let's utilise that.
We will.
So I feel like I'm just really excited for what SheerLuxe Middle East is going to be here.
You're all round lovely, so we're thrilled. We like nice people at SheerLuxe, so we're thrilled to be working with you. Zainab, leave us with...
So many things. So I'm excited about our upcoming event.
Yes, which is in beginning
Moaz.
March.
So it's a collaboration, Cactus District X Moaz.
An amazing edit of brands from a poet to
Like international,
sporty and
local,
rich to, you know, it's really very, very cool. And it's amazing that you're doing your event there.
I don't know, I'm super
Congratulations.
excited. They're an amazing team. The space is amazing. And this is our 15th edition, so I'm actually looking forward to that.
Ladies, it has been the most almighty pleasure. I can't thank
you.
you. I knew this was going to be a great
Thank you, it was amazing.
trio.
So
Thank you
We'll
for
be
having
friends
us.
for life.
Yes,
Absolutely, we love that.
Ladies, thank you.
Thank you
so much. That's it for today. If you enjoyed that, then do please rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends to listen to, and we will be back very soon. How do I say goodbye?
مع السلامة.
Ma salama.
Ma salama, everyone.